Now, the interesting thing was the names that this person was giving for a man, a woman, and 3 children
Right.
were residents of Upland, but they lived not in this house, but in a house over by Crozier Hospital. And they were basically names off a census.
Okay.
That's why I have a real problem with people who use the word psychic in describing themselves rather than sensitive. Because the person that was talking about that up here was right on the names, but those people never lived here. They lived someplace else in Upland. So historically they were people, but they weren't people that worked for the family that was here at the time they lived.
Hmm.
When you
John, was that you?
That's me.
when you do research, you can go into the records. At this time, there were no telephones, so there were city directories. And you can sometimes match the city directories' names up with the census records. And you'll have the man and a woman, the children, and it might, depending on the year, have what type of work they do, if they own the house or rent the house they live in. And then when you look in the city directory, which is basically a phone book without phone numbers, it's a cross directory. There's alphabetical listings of names and addresses, and there's a list of streets with everyone who lives on the block, so you can see who the neighbors are. It's an easy way to find families, but a lot of times families live next door to each other. But the person that this self-proclaimed psychic had talked about did exist, but never here.
Well, what year was it that they were saying this was? They were picking up on their impressions of
1840s.
1840s.
1840s. Well, they showed up in the 1840 census,
Okay.
and for the life of me, I could not remember the name of the family, but they weren't in the 1830 census, and they weren't in the 1850 census. So we only find them in one place.
So you know the names of the people that were supposedly here?
I don't have that knowledge anymore.
Okay. If I say a name,
It could, jar a memory.
it was kind of distinctive to me. I came up with 2 names, like I said, B being the main initial. I wasn't sure at first it was Brian, but then I got pulled to the name of Bart. Now, Bart could be Bartholomew or, just a nickname. I wasn't sure. That's why you heard me ask questions downstairs. Is that a nickname of yours? Is it,
I'll have to really search my memory for that, because I honestly have been, ever since I knew I was coming back here, I was trying to put together all the facts of the things I knew, and I know the year. I know 1840, and I know it was a man and a woman. I know they had 3 children,
Okay.
but I don't even know the sex of the children, and
Okay. Because I said 39. Now, I didn't know if it was 1939 or 1839, but 39 is the year that struck me downstairs.
well, I feel that there was a family close to the family that the psychic said that lived here, but the name the psychics was using wasn't attached to the house here. I mean, we back investigated that at the time,
Okay.
and I didn't have the sense at the time when I was sitting here in the room, which I said looked a lot different then, that the names that the psychic were using were the correct names.
Okay.
So I didn't, as I just said, I myself did not know the names. I had at the time know the names the psychic used, because we did research and they did match a person who lived in the Crozier area, near Crozier Cheshire Medical Center is now.
Right.
None of any of the homes exist anymore. But again, the 1840s.
Okay. All right. So I want to ask the name. Is your name Bart? Or Bartholomew? Shut this off for a little bit.